So, this is what would happen to Piglet if he came around here. Alright, so we're going to do our first movie review here. This is that guy.
This guy.
And this is that guy. We're going to do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey.
I've heard it's awful, but Chris says it's awful and I need to watch it. So, here we go. We'll see how awful it is. Here's our review on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey.
It's not a good review.
We're just gonna say, okay, this was a movie that should have never been made. It's.
I think what happened is when the copyright thing popped up, they were like, hey, let's capitalize on that. And then they thought it was a good idea. And it could have been, but then they said, hey, let's get these people to make it. And those people didn't do a very good job.
Yeah.
That's all I can
It's bottom line is a very poor quality movie with could have been a fairly decent idea.
Yeah, like the movie doesn't look bad. It actually, the quality of the film and all that kind of stuff isn't bad. Clearly the mask is, I mean, I hope they didn't spend a lot of money on that because it looked awful.
Yeah.
And then the worst part of the movie is just the writing. Like the story itself is, to me, was very uninteresting.
Yeah,
it felt.
They took the beginning, they explained the whole scenario, and kind of like a back drama kind of thing. And at first, they were going in the right direction, but then it's like they lost train of thought and just destroyed it.
I feel like the beginning was interesting because they put some animation into it, and it kind of came off all right. And they had like a kid's narrator to it, so I thought that was actually kind of interesting. It's like okay, but as soon as like the live action part started and they had real people in it, the acting wasn't awful. Some of it could have been better, but from that moment on, it's just the decision making and just where the story went, and I can't even mention like 30 or 40 times that you're just like, oh,
that was awful.
Like we've watched. Chris and I have been friends for 35 years, and we've been watching thousands of movies in that time. So we've seen really good movies, we've seen really bad movies. We don't hate bad movies. Bad movies can be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one just didn't fit.
It literally brought the whole white girl movie horror thing to a whole new level. You can only fall so many times, and you can only do
bad decision making
so much in one movie.
There literally is a scene where the girl sees somebody in a mask, Pooh,
throws her phone,
yells, hey, who's there? And then decides to get back in the pool or the jacuzzi or whatever it was and close her eyes with her back turned to where she saw it. That just, that's all. Like, that's awful.
Yeah, that was they really did not do a good job with this.
No.
So I mean, take it amongst yourselves. If you want to watch the movie at your own risk. But you will never get that time back in your life.
You couldn't enjoy how bad it is. There are certain people that enjoy bad movies. Like not just a bad movie, but they like it to be horrible. So, I guess in that, but I actually like to watch bad movies that at least have some
plot,
a quality to it.
Quality plot.
There's no quality. Here comes the spoilers, right? If you want to watch this movie, stop now, watch the movie, then please come back and watch the rest of the review. It starts out with a bit of a story tale kind of beginning, and then they explain what the fracture was of
where everything went wrong,
and then of course So what happens is Christopher Robin comes back because he left them for college. So now it's 5 years later, and they've become very feral. Yeah, and they come back.
Yeah,
That doesn't go
Pooh.
well.
Oh, bother.
And then there's a group of 5 people. Then it goes to the credit scenes, right? And they describe all of these killings that are happening in the 100 acres woods, right? Then the next scene is the lady at a therapist, and she basically is told that she needs time off from the things that have happened. She should take a break. So they decide to go to the 100 acre woods where all these people are going missing.
Plus, they had, I have to reiterate on this, they had, following up with the narrator, they were showing scenes of news. You hear news in the background talking about don't go into the woods, people are dying, this and that. And they said specifically this area. So now here you have this, poor white girl who had this traumatizing event that happened to her, with her shrink telling her to get away, and they go to the 100 acre woods.
Yeah, it just made no sense.
None.
Right? And then from there, obviously, they start getting killed. And
Surprise.
Yeah. So then, let's see. Oh, they take one of the girls, so the other girls follow them. And meanwhile, previously, she had a chance to shoot Winnie the Pooh with a gun that she just happens to have, and never does. He's like downstairs. He's already killed one of their friends, so it's not like she
I mean, come on. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad. There was only one bullet in the gun, and then it didn't work.
Yeah.
As they pronounced, it doesn't work.
But
the gun's not working.
But she had a chance to shoot him after he's already murdered one of their friends. So it was, like I said, complete justification there. She does not. She's literally like upstairs in the rafters, and she can see him, and he's walking around, and she does not shoot him. So she's only like 30 feet from him, looking down. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, of course, Piglet takes one of the girls, so they follow them back to the place and rescue her. And then they find Christopher Robin. He's not dead. And then they find another girl, and then stupidness happens again. And then there's a scene where they're all getting away, or 2 girls are getting away.
And more stupidness.
They come across the guys, 4 guys that in any other movie would have been the killers and the serial killers, but fine. And, hey, they didn't stereotype the rednecks, right? So the rednecks, though, attack Pooh, literally beating with bats and
crowbars and a bottle and
another. It was 4 weapons, and the one guy had a wine bottle, and that
the wine bottle was a breaking point for Winnie.
Apparently, it was a breaking point because when he smashes the bottle and he breaks it on his head, that's when Pooh goes after him. Kills everybody, basically. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
And he kills 3 of them, and then 6 the bees on the last guy because apparently he's got bee power, which was not really mentioned, I guess.
Maybe Pooh should have signed up for like one of the Marvel characters or something.
Yeah.
Special abilities of.
I don't know.
But that in itself, they were saying that they were starving. But
That's right.
It's
one of the reasons they went feral and ate Eeyore.
Yeah, if Pooh had the ability to control honeybees,
Yeah.
why did they go hungry?
I don't know. Bad writing.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Okay,
in the end-
we'll stick with that. But yeah, no, it is. The bottom line is that this movie was fairly poorly put together,
Yeah.
fairly poorly. Oh God, I
Yeah,
just,
there's just a lot of
it's
negatives.
just overall it was.
Yeah. And while you're watching this, and you're like, they've already said that like 50 times. It's because it's that bad. That
It is literally
how bad it is.
We sat here and we were talking about it, and we were like, okay, when we do this, we're not going to sit here and just keep saying how bad it was because they get it. They get it.
It's bad. It's bad. So at the very end, of course, the final girl actually doesn't be the final girl. She's the final killed girl, but and then Christopher Robin starts to run, which we already know that Winnie the Pooh is one of those characters that can just appear and be there, even though you've been running for a mile. He just somehow shows up. So apparently Christopher Robin ran off, and then here comes the credits.
Yeah.
Which made no sense for an ending. It was a bad ending.
No, it was
to go with a bad movie.
Oof, God.
But it had a good start. The very beginning is actually pretty cool. I liked the beginning.
Yeah, the first
The whole storybook
4
aspect
minutes.
to it really was cool.
I'd say about 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was.
So basically,
If you like Winnie the Pooh, don't watch this movie.
yeah. If you like,
Okay, that's all there is to it. Because he doesn't even play a good killer because it just
that was awful.
They mutilated the whole whole thing.
it didn't even look intimidating or scary or anything like that. It just looked goofy and stupid, and that was it. It didn't have any horror. Like it just, like you could take a clown and make him look evil or whatever. You can take Chucky
Killer
doll
clowns.
and turn it
Outer
into
space.
take the Chucky doll, your kid's doll, and you make him evil. You take the puppet doll things. So a lot of things you can make him look evil and scary, and they did not do that with Pooh. He didn't look intimidating. He didn't look menacing. He didn't look anything except for goofy and stupid. Even when he's killing things, it's like
I do also have to point out that if you can sit there and think of like the dumbest things that you can do in a horror movie, it was done in this movie.
yeah,
Every what the hell are you doing moment in a scary movie was done in this movie. White girl driving down, seeing a tattered, abandoned gas station.
yeah.
Walks
The pumps
into
are,
this
like
place.
Overgrown. It just was stupid. Nobody would
We
stop.
need gas. Well, obviously, you were looking at the same pumps that we were looking at when you walked into this place. Where do you think you're going to get your gas there?
Yeah, it wasn't like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre first movie where they're driving and it's just a rundown looking place and clearly it's a operating.
No,
business.
it is literally overgrown.
Yeah, it's like they must
Shit
have.
laying everywhere. Ooh, I swore.
Well, They were like looking for scouting locations and they found an abandoned building and said, okay, we'll make this like a rundown. And no, again, that didn't even really have anything to do with the movie. It was a completely stupid, like, I guess they were trying to put in a scare factor, like, oh, you're gonna get, and there was like one jump scare that happens in there.
And here's my jump scare.
So it just seems ridiculous. So
Okay, so
time to rate the movie, right?
Rate it.
We already know it's a bad movie, but it's time to rate it. And how are we gonna rate it?
What do you think?
So
I was thinking about this.
I say, if it's a good movie, we rate on how good it is. If it's a bad movie, we rate it based on how bad it is.
That sounds like an idea. And if we're gonna do a bad movie, I guess we could say how many bars of soap it's going to take to wash that movie away.
How many bars of soap does it require to get the filth from that film off of
Off of yours.
so-
Not enough brain bleach to get rid of this
And
movie.
I know we just came up with a 1 through 10 scale on how we're going to do this, but this is actually an 11 bars of soap.
11.
It's that bad.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid. So,
It broke our rating system. It's that bad.
yes, absolutely. So if you want to watch it,
We could be wrong, in your opinion.
call
So-
Amazon, get some soap.
Yep. But I don't recommend it. You recommend it? Even though you forced me to watch it?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't recommend
It's
it.
just bad.
I can't.
It could have been interesting,
No.
but it seems like anytime they do these kind of movies where they take an existing old form of a movie and then they like change it into something like that. That one with the the animatronic people. They were in the group. One's a dog. I can't even remember the name of it right now. But
Falcon?
no, it was a they were in those big suits, right? And they're like from the 70s. One of them's like a brown dog, and they play music and stuff like that. And then they were able to do the copyright thing on that, I guess. I don't know. But they turned it into a horror movie, and I can't think of the name of it right now. But they did it, and it was bad.
What was that?
I wish I could think of the name. I'll think of the name.
Well, okay, so for all you watchers,
Yeah,
just watch at your own risk. We've given our opinion on the movie, which is, an opinion,
it's an opinion.
educated opinion.
It's a well-versed opinion. We've watched many
bad movies.
And we always talk about it, and we always recommend to people, and 9 times out of 10, the recommendations I make, people like the movie. So I think I'm pretty good at rating movies, so why not do this?
Yeah. So
What?
we'll just say, yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna watch this movie, expect an extreme amount of shower time and a lot of soap.
A lot of soap.
To get
So
yourself.
here's what we'll say. Peace out. Enjoy life. Don't watch this movie.